So good morning dear cadets. So as you know, we are in the allotropic form of phosphorus, white phosphorus, red phosphorus and black phosphorus. Okay. So day before yesterday I have covered physical properties of red phosphorus, white phosphorus and black phosphorus. And you know that allotropic form is different in terms of physical property only. In terms of chemical property, more or less they are similar. Okay. So just try to understand with the continuation of the same. Now there are some additional information related with the white phosphorus, red phosphorus and black phosphorus. Just see, white phosphorus, it is found in bone ash and phosphate rock. In bone ash and phosphate rock, it is in the form of calcium phosphate. What is this one? Calcium phosphate. You know that human bone also contains the phosphate in this form, calcium phosphate. And you know calcium is found in the milk. That is why it is always advised to take the milk so that our bones can become strong. Bones become strong because of the deposition of this substance only. If in the bones this substance is not there, then what is there? Bones become fragile. Okay. So just see method of preparation of white phosphorus. Just see, this calcium phosphate should be treated with silica, and you know silica is the compound whose melting point is very high, near about 3900 Kelvin. So at 1775 Kelvin, now calcium will react with the silica and form calcium silicate and P4O10, that is the oxide of phosphorus. This P4O10 will react with carbon, coke. Okay, temperature is same only. So the carbon dioxide gas will form, and now phosphorus vapor which will be condensed back into white phosphorus. So P4 gets condensed into white phosphorus. P4 gets condensed into white phosphorus. So this is the method of preparation of white phosphorus. What is the method of preparation of red phosphorus? See, when white phosphorus is heated in inert atmosphere, then it gets converted into red phosphorus. Just see, this is white phosphorus, waxy solid. Now with the inert atmosphere it should be heated 573 Kelvin. So P4, hard crystalline solid of red phosphorus you will get. Means red phosphorus is obtained from white phosphorus. So just remember, white phosphorus is obtained from calcium phosphate when it is treated with silica. Red phosphorus is obtained from white phosphorus when it is heated in inert atmosphere. Now what about the preparation of black phosphorus? Black phosphorus can be obtained from red phosphorus as well as white phosphorus. So these are the things which are related with the white phosphorus and black phosphorus and red phosphorus. The most important aspect of white, red and black phosphorus is their structure, and on the basis of structure there are so many questions. Now you have written that white phosphorus is the most reactive, hence least stable. So their answer will give on the basis of their structure only. So now dear cadets, now third one is the black phosphorus. So actually black phosphorus is found in two forms, alpha black phosphorus and beta black phosphorus. Alpha black phosphorus is obtained by heating the red phosphorus at 803 Kelvin. Beta black phosphorus is obtained by heating white phosphorus at 473 Kelvin. Heating white phosphorus at 473 Kelvin. So now in this way the method of preparation of white, black and red phosphorus is over. Now there are certain questions which are based on the structure and their properties should be discussed. So the first question is, why is phosphorus stored in water? That is the first question. So just try to understand. white phosphorus has got very low ignition temperature, very low ignition temperature. The moment it comes into contact of atmospheric oxygen, it catches fire. It catches fire. That is why it is stored in the water. When it is stored in the water, its contact with the atmospheric oxygen is curtailed, and now it will not come into contact of atmospheric oxygen and it will be stored. Reaction I wrote here, P4, this is white phosphorus. What is this one? White phosphorus. White phosphorus. It react with 5 oxygen. 5 oxygen. Okay. Now it form P4O10, and you know P4O10 is the dimer of P2O5. P2O5 plus what is there? Plus heat. Heat energy will come out. It burns with the fumes. Here you can write heat bracket burns with fume. Burns with fumes. Okay. So just try to understand, this is the only reason, that is why white phosphorus is stored in the water. This is the reason. Some more questions are there, like how you will distinguish between white phosphorus and red phosphorus. So there is one very simple method. Just see, white phosphorus react with the caustic alkali like NaOH and KOH. Red phosphorus will not react. Correct? So we'll write that question also, and their answer you should write. So next question is, how will you distinguish between white phosphorus and red phosphorus chemically? Just see, white phosphorus is less stable, hence highly reactive and react with variety of compound, while red phosphorus is less reactive, hence react with limited compound. That is the first distinction between red phosphorus and white phosphorus on the basis of chemical property. Now second one, that is the most important. Just see, white phosphorus react with the dilute alkali like NaOH and KOH. Red phosphorus will not react. So the chemically very easily we can distinguish. Actually, how the white phosphorus is reacting with the dilute alkali? Just see, you can take here KOH also. P4, that is the white phosphorus, 3 NaOH and H2O. Okay, why H2O here? Because this is dilute alkali na. So dilute alkali means water must be there. Now, so what is the product here? Phosphine plus 3A 3NaH2PO2, sodium hypophosphite. Sodium hypophosphite. Remember this one. Just this reaction is laboratory preparation of pH3 also. In pH3 also again you will study this one. This is the laboratory preparation of phosphine gas. This is poisonous gas, PH3 phosphine. So in this way very easily we can distinguish between red phosphorus and white phosphorus. Now the most important thing is structure of red, white and black phosphorus, and on the basis of structure only we can tell this is the most reactive, this is least reactive, or which is most stable and which is least stable. Just see the structure of white, red and black phosphorus. So just see dear cadets, the structure of white phosphorus. Just see, white phosphorus forms tetrahedral structure in which each phosphorus atom is bonded with 3 other phosphorus atom. Just see, this is tetrahedral structure. This phosphorus is bonded with 1, 2, 3 phosphorus atom. This phosphorus is also bonded with this side and this side. Means this is tetrahedral discrete. What is the meaning of discrete? The meaning of discrete is separate. Now one P4 atom is separate entity. Now it will not make bond with other. P4 means 4 phosphorus atom will come together and they will form 1 molecules of phosphorus. So just see, in tetrahedral structure each phosphorus atom is bonded with 3 other phosphorus atom by covalent bond having bond angle 60 degree. Having bond angle 60 degree. This is the most important information. Now just see, this structure is known as tetrahedral discrete. Discrete means separate structure. Okay. Now try to understand what is the bond angle for the tetrahedral structure. 109 degree 28 minute. But in case of phosphorus, what is the bond angle here? In case of phosphorus, the bond angle is 60 degree. In case of phosphorus, what is the bond angle? 60 degree. Since the bond angle is 60 degree, which is very less from the stipulated tetrahedral bond angle. So what is there? Because of this less bond angle, these bonds will feel tension, strain. Okay. And because of this strain, easily they will be broken. Easily they will be broken. And once they will be broken, then what would be there? Now molecules will become reactive. How you will judge the reactivity of any molecules? If its bond gets broken easily, means because of the supply of less amount of energy only, if their bond gets broken, it means molecules is reactive. So why white phosphorus is more reactive? Because it forms tetrahedral discrete structure where its bond angle is 60 degree, which is very less. Because of this less bond angle, they feel strain, bond angle strain. White phosphorus is highly reactive due to angle strain. Angle strain. More the angle strain, easy will be the breaking of bond. So just see, now already bond is feeling the tension, strain. So when bond is feeling the strain, they will be broken. They will be broken very easily, and the molecules will become reactive. So behind the more reactivity of phosphorus, angle strain is playing most important role. What about red phosphorus? If you see, there is a difference in the structure of white phosphorus and red phosphorus. Just see, this is discrete molecules, 1, 2, 3, 4. But these discrete molecules, they are bonded with other. Just see, this is first one, this is second one, this is third one. Okay, they are bonded by this one, this bond. Okay, so they are not forming tetrahedral discrete structure, they are forming tetrahedral polymeric structure. What kind of a structure they are forming? They are forming tetrahedral polymeric structure. And because of this polymeric structure, I have written here P4N. What is the meaning of P4N? Means one P4 will be bonded with another P4. So many P4. So this form polymeric structure. Because of tetrahedral polymeric structure, huge amount of energy is required to break these bonds. This bond. So since huge amount of energy is required to break this bond, and that much amount of energy is not available in the atmosphere, that is why red phosphorus is less reactive. Okay, so the reactivity and stability of phosphorus, white, red and black, depends upon their structure. Clearly I wrote here. What about black phosphorus? You know, black phosphorus is least reactive, hence thermodynamically highly reactive. Just see, black phosphorus form tetrahedral double layered structure. It forms tetrahedral double layered structure. Tetrahedral double layer structure. Tetrahedral, see, this is tetrahedral structure. Okay, now upper side also one layer, down side also one layer. So because of double layer structure, just see, so many bonds are there. If so many bonds are there, then so much amount of energy is also required to break that bond. If so much amount of energy is required to break that bond, so that much amount of energy should be available in the atmosphere. If so much amount of energy is available in the atmosphere, then only those bonds will be broken. And you know that in the atmosphere surrounding, limited amount of energy is required. So what would be there? That much amount of energy is not available to break this bond. That is why black phosphorus is highly stable, hence least reactive. So just see, their reactivity and stability attributed to their structure. Here what is there? This is tetrahedral high polymeric structure in black phosphorus. So reactivity is less, stability is more. So the order which I have told in the previous video for the reactivity and stability, now I have justified with the structures. Okay. In this way your white, black phosphorus and red phosphorus is over. Okay. Now I have covered almost all the questions which are required to complete these things. Now another important thing is chemistry of ring test, nitrate test. You know that I have told you that will teach you in the D block, but today I am feeling to complete here only. It will be required. So we'll teach that one also, and afterwards another compound of phosphorus, that is phosphine. So now dear cadets, now chemistry of ring test. Okay, what kind of test? Ring test. You can write here brown ring test also. Brown ring test. So what kinds of salts are giving this test? The salt containing nitrate ion gives ring test. Okay, salt containing nitrate ion gives ring test. Okay, so just see NO3. Now just first listen the theory how the brown ring test comes. Just see what you are taking. You are taking the salt in the test tube, especially their aqueous solution. Now what you are adding? Freshly prepared FeSO4 solution you are adding to that one, and now little bit you are heating, and after heating what is there? With the help of wall of test tube you are adding concentrate H2SO4. Okay, so how many chemicals you have taken? First you have taken NO3 single negative. Now salt may be potassium nitrate, sodium nitrate, so I am not writing the cationic part, only we require this one. This is ionic equation. So here write from salt, it's okay, plus what you are adding? Ferrous sulfate. So this is from freshly prepared FeSO4, ferrous sulfate. Oxidation state is +2. Then what you are adding? You are adding the H positive ion. H positive ion means from the acid. From here write from H2SO4. From H2SO4. So now just try to understand here what product. Now while balancing here it will be for H positive. Now what product you will have? You will have NO. What is this one? This is nitrosyl. CYL. Nitrosyl oxide. Plus what here you will get? H2O, and iron will be converted into Fe2 positive to Fe3 positive. So just see, there is an increase in the positive oxidation state. Iron was +2, now iron is +3. So it is undergoing oxidation. Hence what is this one? Reducing agent. And what is the need to take freshly prepared? If you will not take freshly prepared, so what would be there? Iron will be in Fe3 state here only, because if you take the iron sulfate, ferrous sulfate, and keep it for some period of time, so whatever iron is present in the ferrous sulfate, that gets oxidized into Fe3 positive with the help of atmospheric oxygen. So if freshly prepared you have taken, then only you will have Fe2 positive. Otherwise here only Fe3 positive you will have. Okay, so Fe2 positive will be converted into Fe3 positive there. Okay, now second, this is the first step. Now try to understand here in second step that Fe2 positive, which is present here, Fe2 positive, NO plus H2O, they will combine here, FeH2O whole 5 NO, bracket close, here 2 positive, here 2 positive. So just try to understand, brown ring is formed because of the formation of this compound. What is the name of this one? Penta aqua nitrosyl iron second ion. Okay, iron second ion. Now just try to understand here why I was not teaching this one, because remembering this name is difficult, and for nomenclature of such kind, this is coordination compound. For the naming of coordination compound in coordination chemistry, separate rule is there. So, but nevertheless I thought it is better to complete here only. So this compound is formed in the test tube, and because of the formation of this compound, brown ring is formed. What is formed? Brown ring is formed. Brown ring is formed. Okay, so penta aqua nitrosyl iron second ion, this is there. Now here you balance the reaction, 5H2O. now rest everything is balanced. Here this is 2 positive ion. Okay, so the brown ring is formed because of this compound, penta aqua nitrosyl iron second. Gap should not be there, they should be continuous. Okay, so this is the chemistry of ring test. So here who is playing the important role? NO is playing the important role. Dear cadets, just see here, it is better don't write nitrosyl oxide, this is nitric oxide. Okay, nitric oxide. Okay, and now when it form coordination compound, then it become nitrosyl. So just like a sulfate ion, sulfide ion are there, similarly nitrosyl, this is one type of ligand. Okay, ligand means positively, negatively or neutral species which is capable of donating pair of electron to the central atom in coordination compound. So this now here in this coordination compound, this NO will become nitrosyl, but here it is the nitric oxide only. So instead of writing nitrosyl oxide, just write nitric oxide. Okay, and brown ring is formed at the juncture of or meeting point of two liquids. What are those two liquids? In first liquid which is there in the test tube, that is nitrate salt plus freshly prepared FeSO4. Now with the help of wall of test tube, you have added the conc H2SO4. This is conc H2SO4, CONC, conc H2SO4. So from here write CONC. This H positive ion will be furnished. So in this way the chemistry is over. So now in this way the duration of video also is over today. Now tomorrow I will teach in detail pH3 and some other compounds. Thank you.